Wonderful viewers, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location or anytime you are meeting this video. If it is your first time and you like what I do here, after watching this video, I want you to subscribe, put on your notification bell, set it to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload video on this platform. In this platform, I talk about life in Germany. Oh yes, I give information to those who want to know more about Germany, either to come here to work, to do business, or to relocate, or to even study. So today, somebody asked me a question, what about Duldung 60B? And this is what I am going to be explaining here so that you will understand it very, very well. In fact, if you have this Duldung, you will be able to understand what you are holding. Now, let us go there. Before I continue, somebody will ask, what is Duldung? Duldung simply means that you have been asked to leave the country, but because of some hindrances that could make you not to be deported back to your home country, then this Duldung will be issued to you until that thing that is serving as an obstacle for you to be deported to your country is out. Then you will be able to be deported. Now, a foreigner who is enforceable, obliged to leave the country, is granted deterioration within the meaning of 60A as doomed for person with unclear identity if the deportation cannot be carried out for reasons for which he is responsible, because he overrides the obstacle to the deportation through his own deception, his identity or nationality himself, or his own false information, or he does not take reasonable action to fulfill the special passport procurement obligation according to the paragraph 2 sentence 1 and paragraph 3 sentence 1. The foreigner is to be issued with a certificate of tolerance according to 60A paragraph 4, with the addition for persons with unclear identity. Now, I will explain before I proceed. You know, when some people come here to eat aduro, some will claim that they come from countries that never existed. Some will force their name. So now when they want to carry you home, now they will be looking for that name that you gave to them, and believe me, the name doesn't exist. This is the only reason they will give you this Duldung, and this Duldung simply means that they are looking for a solution or a better way to carry you home. So anytime they find out your true identity, like you heard me read here, they said a person with unclear identity. Once they find out more about you, then that Duldung that you are holding expired. And if you are in Adro, I will advise you to take your time. It doesn't cost you much time. Go online, study about this Duldung and their paragraphs so that you will understand how to go about it. If the foreigner who is enforceable obliged to leave the country does not have a valid passport or passport substitute, he is obliged without prejudice to Section 3 to take all responsible action to obtain a passport or passport substitute himself, taking into account the circumstances of the individual case. This does not apply to foreigners from the submission of an asylum application, that is Section 13 of the Asylum Act, or an asylum application, Section 18 of the Asylum Act, up to the final rejection of the asylum application, as well as foreigners if there is a ban or deportation in accordance with Section 60, that is paragraph 5 or 7, because the ban on deportation according to 60 paragraph 7 is based solely on health reason. Now, some people will claim that they don't have passport. In fact, some people, yes, I don't want to talk more, make I no go expose our people. Some people, once they enter here, they go hide their passport and say they don't have passport. So, and you and I know that without passport simply means your identity Without the passport, they will not deport you, except if they contact your home country that can help them to give more information about you. Now, if the person did not have passport, that is the only one they will give you this dundun, and this dundun will be covering you. It's just a temporary stay. It doesn't mean that, some people, once they get this, they think that they have arrived, they have given them paper, they have given them stay. No, it's just a temporary stay for you to be using it until the situation or the solution of your problem is being found. Then the person will be deported. For example, if somebody is sick, maybe they wanted to deport you and they found out that you are sick, they will not deport you. They will give you a dundun that will cover up until that ailment leaves you. Then they will deport. Now let's proceed. Within the meaning of paragraph 2 clause, it is generally reasonable for the foreigner to 1. To participate in the insurance or renewal in the manner appropriate to the provision of German passport law, in particular section 6 and 15 of the Passport Act as amended, and to tolerate the processing of an application by the authority of the country of origin in accordance with the law of the country of origin, if this does not lead to unreasonable hardship. To speak to authorities in the home country personally, to take part in hearings, to take photos upon request, and to give fingerprints, to submit information or declaration required in accordance with the legal and administrative practice of the home country, or to take other actions required by the local legal and administrative practice, provided this is not unreasonable. To submit a declaration to the authorities of the country of origin to leave the federal territory voluntarily within the scope of its legal obligation under German law, provided that the issue of travel document is made dependent on this. If the issue of the travel document is made dependent on this, to declare to fulfill the military service, provided that the fulfillment of the military service is not unreasonable for compelling reasons, and to fulfill other reasonable civic obligations. To pay the fees generally stipulated by the country of origin for official passport procedure measures, provided it is not unreasonable for him, and again to request the insurance of the passport or passport substitute within the framework of what is reasonable, and to carry out the action according to number 1 to 5, provided that due to a change in the factual and legal situation, the issuance of the passport or passport substitute by the authorities of the country of origin is expected within sufficient probability, and the immigration authorities ask him to do the same again. The foreigner must be made aware of this obligation. They are deemed to have been fulfilled if the foreigner demonstrates that he has carried out the action according to sentence 1. If the foreigner's authorities point out to the foreigners that his provision statement and evidence to subordinate the fulfillment of a certain act or several specific are not fulfilled,